Ukraine news is dominating Washington right now, but despite the rhetoric and statements coming from the White House, nobody seems entirely clear on the administration's strategy right now. To get some clarity, we sat down with former Ambassador Bill Taylor. You may remember him from those marathon impeachment hearings in 2019. He's a Ukraine expert, former ambassador to that country, and he just returned from Kiev, where he was meeting with President Zelensky, the foreign minister, and other top lawmakers in the country. What are you hearing on the ground there, and is war imminent right now?
I heard while I was there a kind of grim determination. The Ukrainians know, they know very well what's on their border. They know that they've got 100,000, 150,000 Russian troops surrounding them. And they are aware and they are preparing both the military side and the civilian side. And my own sense, Liz, is that President Putin is blinking, that he's looking for a way out. He's overplayed his hand, and he's looking for a way down. And the offer of negotiations is a good way to do that.
So you think maybe Putin won't invade?
I think there's a very good chance he won't invade. I think he has calculated that it would be so expensive in terms of Russian soldiers dying, in terms of the damage to his economy from these very serious sanctions.
Vice News has been at the border with Ukrainian soldiers as they're struggling to defend themselves. At this point, what do you think will determine whether Putin invades or not?
I think what will determine his decision is the firmness of the determination of those soldiers on that contact line. And as your reporters have seen, those soldiers are determined. They are grimly determined, I would say. They know that they know that there's 120, 130, 140,000 Russian soldiers, and with all the equipment associated, they know that right across the border. So those Ukrainian soldiers are not naive. They know what's there. They are determined to defend their land. They are defending Ukraine. Whereas the Russian soldiers are attacking what many Russians think of as a friendly country.
How have the United States actions in maybe the previous administration, the Trump administration, through the Biden administration, gotten Ukraine into this position that they're in today?
Terrible messages coming out of the previous administration, and not just on Ukraine, but the message is that alliances don't matter, that NATO is not an important alliance for the United States. Those messages were heard not just by President Putin, but by other dictators, other autocracies around the world. Those alliances are the strongest defense we have. That was a strong message under the Obama administration. The Obama administration, however, didn't take all the actions that they could have taken, in answer to your question, to support Ukraine at the time. They were, in my view, a little too hesitant, a little too concerned that they might provoke the Russians if they were to provide too much support to the Ukrainians. And the Russians noticed that. There has been strong support for Ukraine from bipartisan parts of the House and Senate, Republicans, Democrats, the legislature, and executive branch for 20 years. And that's a very strong message. And it was muddled during the Trump administration. Most of the Trump administration below the president continued that strong support for Ukraine. Continued that. I mean, the State Department, Defense Department, and even the National Security Council, in most cases, continued that support. It was just right at the top where that message got muddled. So that was the mixed message that came out of the previous administration, and that's being fixed now. I think it is very clear that alliances, NATO alliance in particular, but alliances more broadly, are the strength of the United States. And to give the Biden administration credit, they are strengthening those alliances.
And here in Washington, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle will be getting a classified briefing tomorrow up on Capitol Hill from the Biden administration's top foreign policy officials outlining what their next steps are in this crisis. Also, the Senate is poised to pass a series of heavy sanctions that will be aimed to Putin and some of his top allies. Ambassador Taylor thinks that is a move that could actually deter Putin in conjunction with some of the other measures that he discussed.